welcome to another episode of Creatives on the Couch. And today we're joined by Paddy O'Hare. You like to be called Paddy, don't you, Patrick?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
yeah.
all right then. So let's get straight in. I can't believe we've got Paddy.
Hello.
Here.
Hiya.
You all right, love?
How are you doing?
I'm all right. It's nice to see you. Look at your shoes.
Yeah.
They're very
C3PO.
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 Anthony Daniels would love them.
What's on the back? I've just noticed.
Yeah, it's C3PO though.
Oh, yes.
Has he seen them? Did you wear them?
Hopefully one day. I did write him a letter last week.
Last
really?
week?
Yeah, in the
Wow.
hope that he'll come and talk to us for the film. So
Oh, that'd be absolutely amazing. That'd
crossed.
be amazing. Yeah, you have met him a few times though, haven't you?
he's the only one I've never met.
Seriously?
Yeah. Out of all the Star Wars people, he's pretty much the
Were
only
you
one.
not at XL when they did Celebration Europe with Simon Williamson? Because he walked on stage and I'd got my elbow on the thing, and as he walked by, he tapped the elbow and he went, "Elbows off the table, darling." I was like, this is amazing.
That sounds like Anthony. Yeah.
Elbows off the table, darling. You're just so fun. So, I mean, you are Mr. Star Wars. Everybody knows you as Mr. Star Wars. How did all that start? What going right the way back?
Very, very early. So I think I was like 2 or something when I saw the first Star Wars. And then by 3, I was like, specifically remember watching Empire Strikes Back at the cinema. And like, I remember it as all the kids were singing the Star Wars theme song when it came on. Maybe it was just me. I don't know. But I specifically remember that. Yeah, so it just kind of went from there. But like in school, everyone wanted to be Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
But the minute I saw Star Wars, I just immediately identified with Han Solo. I was like, that's the dude.
Really?
So whenever we would play Star Wars, I was always Han Solo, and
Who were
everyone,
Nobody.
I was always Darth Vader. I was always.
Were you?
I used to wear a long black
I can't
cape.
imagine that.
I
That's
can't
just
imagine
lovely.
that.
No.
Ta-da! Reese in a cake.
Never.
So it started there really, and that started the Harrison Ford thing, and then, I saw Raiders at like my 4th birthday party or something. All my mates came around from school. We watched it on video. It's probably a pirate. And it took me a few years before I was like, hang on a minute, that's the same guy.
Oh.
And it was like, whoa! It was like such an epiphany,
But what?
And then easy for you to say. And then and then I tracked down these other movies and watched them, and then so it's been nearly 40 years that I've been a fan, really.
My gosh, that's a long time. It's
Completely.
amazing. And you've brought a whole lot of stuff here today.
I brought a few
So I
bits.
can't wait to get stuck
We're going
in.
to dig into everything. So, what is it about Star Wars that you love? What do you think the longevity of it as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to say. I think in retrospect, it must be that it's just that classic tale of good versus evil, and it's like the farm boy who becomes the hero, and but certainly in terms of like Han Solo, I think he set the mold. Like Harrison Ford set the mold for what I would like about characters later on. Was like the cocky, sardonic hero who's ever so slightly out of his depth,
Right.
but just manages to sort of deal with it by being cocky
And cool.
and cool. And I think I've always identified with that. So years later when you would watch other stuff like Tony Stark, it's that same kind of thing. It's like I've got this sorted, but I'm probably in a lot of trouble as well. So yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah. And you are just obsessed with it, aren't you? It's your life.
Well, that's how the documentary came about, really. So in 2016, that's Finding Ford, the documentary, folks. Findingford.com.
Get it in.
I came up with the idea in 2016 because around that time, a lot of people were sort of making fan films. It was like how they're celebrating their fandom, and there was people making kind of Star Wars based fan films and stuff. And I was like, that market's clearly flooded. I'm not going to touch Star Wars as much as I love it. There's a lot of stuff out there. So I was like, well, what's the obvious thing for me to make a film about? And Harrison Ford was the obvious choice. So I came up with the title. Did a few bits of filming on my own, which wasn't altogether successful. And then in 2019, Steve Pillion, who's the director, came on board. We sort of hit the ground running. We did a little thing at a Blade Runner event in Liverpool, which was November 2019, which was great. And then COVID. We lost 2 years, and then we couldn't have planned a better next day's shooting, because we heard Indiana Jones 5 was being shot in the UK.
I'm just going to get laid down ready for this.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they were using doubles and all that kind of stuff. There was word that Harrison was around, but he'd not done any filming yet. So we were like, I said, look, it doesn't matter. Let's go down to Whitby we knew that they were shooting at this train station in Whitby. So I said, let's just go down anyway. It's my dream to be on the set of Indiana Jones, an Indiana Jones film, you know. And in fact, it was really strange. I had this conversation with my partner Gina, like about a few weeks before. And I said, you know, my dream is to meet him on set of Indiana Jones in costume. And she said, but isn't meeting in the dream anyway? And I was like, yes. But in costume is the thing. Anyway, so cut to July 2021. Yep. We're in Whitby, waiting around. We've seen parts of the set. We've seen this train with the Nazi emblems on, all that stuff. Seen a couple of helicopters land, and I was like, could this be it? So we'd been running around all day in the hat, and I'm sweating buckets, and I was like, let's just go and have a pint. So we go to the pub and have a pint, right at this crossroads where they're shooting, the shooting on the other side of the railway station down there. Sat there having a pint. This black SUV turns up. James Mangold, the director, gets out, walks in, and I was like, I'm just going to grab my photo now and just go and stand over there.
Yes.
So I go and stand over there. Another SUV rolls up. The doors open. Kathleen Kennedy.
That's the one.
Film,
Yeah.
walks up. I was like, oh my God, it's the boss.
Yeah.
So she walks toward me. I'm like, hi, Kathy, how are you? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. I said, can we get a picture? She's like, sure. So we get a picture, and I'm about to say to her, you know, I'm making this documentary. But as I turn round, Harrison Ford stood there in costume.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just
Yes.
I managed to get just enough semblance of sanity together to go, can you sign this?
Not that I have been following you around the world my entire life.
Yeah, I've only been waiting for this moment 40 years. And he signed it, and he took the pen, and he handed it back to me, and looked me dead in the eye, gave me the Ford finger, and said, you'll have to wait for the film. Sorry, I'm not going to tell you. So we've got it on camera. And I'll show you the...
Well, I remember, don't you remember, I rang you and I literally screamed. Screamed.
You did.
I just couldn't believe it. Paddy and I have been friends for so many years, and it's been like a dream of his, believe me.
There you go. That was it. Which was nice.
Very nice.
So there you go.
Wow, I
And
remember,
I had this on as well.
So where did you get that from? Is there a backstory?
This is, so you see it's this adventure built on the inside. This hat was actually made for me by a guy called Steve Delk in Mississippi, who made the hats for Harrison Ford in the fourth film. So it's as close to the real thing. It's modelled after the Crystal Skull hat, so it's the same kind of specifications of that, but it was tailor-made for me. So you can imagine waiting for like 6 months while it's being made, and then finally one day the box arrives and you open it, it's like,
it's here.
So there you go.
Well, it's just incredible. Like I said, I saw it online that I knew that Paddy was going down to try and get onto the set, but the second that I saw with Harrison, well, I just went insane for you, didn't I? Because I know how much he's wanted this. But then lots of pictures were released, weren't they? Like, if you go on Google of him stood, you're stood right behind him.
Oh, you're joking.
He's literally, and I was like, oh my days, oh my days, oh my days, and all these pictures.
There was a bit of a thing to that. I was slightly annoyed
and
because
you were right there.
Because somebody sent me that picture, and I posted it in our group on Facebook and said, "This is just for you guys."
Yeah.
Next minute, it was everywhere.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So somebody passed it on to Jedi News or something.
I know it had gone out because we spoke about that.
So it leaked, so that was the last time I did that.
Yeah.
If you go onto the blog on the Finding Ford website, you'll see that all the pictures from that day are watermarked until we deliver the documentary.
Well, it was building up because I was looking at it, and then I was like, Kathleen Kennedy, legend.
Yeah.
Oh my days, look where he is. And then I just had a seizure. I just had squealed with
I
excitement.
think I cried on the phone to Gina. Just yeah.
So what's your, right, going, obviously aside from Han Solo and Indiana,
Yeah.
what other films? Give us your top 5.
Well, my favourite film of all time is Blade Runner.
Yep.
So that's a big movie for me.
Let's see if you
But
say
in
mine.
terms of like favourite characters outside of that, and I think it's an important film to him, Mosquito Coast, I would probably
Great
say
film.
is like one of his greatest performances. Witness, of course, which he was the only film he was nominated for Oscar for, didn't win.
Go on, say it. See if you say my favourite.
Frantic?
No.
Go on. Regarding Henry?
I love Regarding Henry. Everyone loves a Ritz biscuit, don't they?
Yeah.
Let's go to the Ritz. Everybody. My favourite, aside from Indiana Jones, of what he did, which I think he was spectacular, was What Lies Beneath.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Everyone knows I'm a horror fan for that one, but 6 Days, 7 Nights with Anne.
Yeah, that was good.
Good film.
But, the good thing about What Lies Beneath was that it was so unexpected. Spoilers.
seen it?
I have.
Spoilers, guys.
Terrifying.
Turns out to be the
Years
bad
ago.
guy. He's never done that before.
Terrifying.
And I think that's why it was so great, because that was
Yeah.
the last thing. He's always the hero. He was the last thing you were expecting.
You know when he puts Michelle Pfeiffer into the bath?
Yeah.
And she's laying there.
Yeah.
And he just turns it on. And then it's getting higher. And
Yeah.
you're like, Indiana Jones can't do this!
It's great. Yeah.
And when they're going over the bridge, and I mean, well, I nearly jump out my seat every time with that when she's trying to get signal on the phone.
Yeah.
Look at me,
You can see it now.
Proper fangirl in here, aren't I?
Big time.
Yeah,
But you
I
know,
love him. I think he's
It's a
so
great
talented.
time to be a Harrison Ford fan, really, because he's revisited all those classic characters. He came back, he did Star Wars again,
Yep.
he came back, he did Blade Runner again.
Yep.
You know, he's going to do Indiana Jones again, that's coming out next year. And it's not been confirmed yet, but a little rumour recently was that he's going to be joining the MCU. So he's going to be in Marvel too. He loves that Disney dollar.
He's filming right now at the moment. Is it Yellowstone he's doing at the moment with Kevin?
Very excited about. Well, technically it's not with Kevin. So Yellowstone, the series is with Kevin. Well, I'll tell you shortly, just after this.
So, Yellowstone.
So Yellowstone, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the biggest show in the US. Kevin Costner's the star. They've done a prequel series which is called Yellowstone 1885 or something like that, which is like about his great-great-grandfather or whatever. Now, they're doing the series they're shooting at the moment, Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, is Yellowstone 1932 or 35 or something.
Okay.
So Harrison would be playing like Kevin's great-great-granddad or something like that.
Right. So that's
So
how
it's
they're
different
doing
type.
it.
It's the Yellowstone verse, or the Dalton verse, I suppose you would call it, because it's about the Dalton family.
They did that with Murder, She Wrote.
And I've always R.I.P.
Angela Lansbury, legend. But yeah, they did.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see. I'm a big Costner fan as well, but I've always wanted to see him and Harrison together. But so it's a shame they won't be sharing screen together, but.
Have
They're
you
in
met
the
Costner?
same universe. No, I haven't met Costner.
Oh, neither have I.
Still on the list.
Yeah, he came to lunch at yours, didn't
He
he?
came to mine.
Yeah.
If you never get next week.
Never wiped his feet at the door.
Oh, of course not. No. I don't care though.
It was just like Field of Dreams.
Standard Costner. If you build it, they will come.
So, I mean, Carrie Fisher, she's, bless her, beautiful heart, our princess. She's right at the side of you there.
Yeah.
Look at that picture. Wow. That is just spectacular.
Love to Paddy, my one true love and sex partner, Carrie Fisher.
That's brilliant.
I hope you're getting this at home. Yeah.
So I met her at London Film and Comic Con.
Yes.
And I got this picture picked out, obviously, Princess Leia in the gold bikini. And you know what it's like at these things, a star at that level, it's like a production line, you know. So I end up in front of her, she's got the picture. She doesn't look up yet. She just says, "Who's it to?" I said, "Kerry, it's to Paddy. But But I thought, I'm going to get her attention somehow.
Yeah.
So I said, but I want you to write something really naughty. And she looks up with this glint in her eye. And she goes, okay. And she writes this. And I just went to jelly. Like, it's one of the 2 times I've been starstruck, I was just like, I don't know what to say.
Wow. And where's the picture? I mean, you've got
Oh,
some
the picture,
amazing pictures. I mean, if any of you guys follow Paddy online or, you know, the Finding Ford, there's an incredible selfie. You've not got it with you today, but he's got the most amazing selfie with Warwick Davis and Carrie. Do you know I nearly killed Warwick Davis?
What?
Seriously. And do you know, he even remembered it the last time that I saw him. Yeah. Again, we were doing a con. I was doing the Q&A on the stage. And as I ran up, I was with my friend Martin. And as I ran up on the stage, he was stood there. And I hadn't seen him. And as I ran up, the lights were up. I knocked him flying.
Oh, no.
So he went bang. And Martin turned to me and went, oh, my God, you've killed Willow. And there's Warwick Davis lay there. I was like, I knocked him flying. But I do this quite a lot because I knocked Peter Capaldi down the flight of stairs as well at Euston train station.
As you do.
He got a piece of art. I said, do you want me to help you?
Yeah.
He said, no, I'm absolutely fine. I said, can we do a selfie? Caught the artwork on my leg, spun him round, and he went down these video escalators. I'm getting a reputation for killing people.
Selfie's not going to happen. So there's the picture. There's me, Kerry, and Gary the dog.
Oh,
look at
lovely.
that.
And do you know what was great? Because the photo was later in the day, so when we got to the photo time, you know, she grabs my face and puts my head on her head, and I was like, oh my God. Wow. And as I was just about to take the picture, I said, Kerry, it's me, your one true love and sex partner. And she stopped for a minute, and she went, oh, that's what I wrote to you. I was like, I love you, bye. Yeah, couldn't keep it together.
Yeah.
Sadly, somebody we won't be able to speak to for the documentary, but, you know, we have spoken to some legends. We spoke to the legendary producer Robert Watts recently. You know, we spoke to other actors. Next month, we're going to London to shoot a few more things. We're going to speak to a couple of Indiana Jones stuntmen and stuff like that. Wow. So we're just trying to build up the ladder. You know, if we get to speak, Stephen, George, if you're watching, I want to speak to you too. If it happens, you know, it happens. But Hamill would be great.
Have you got the picture, you and him?
Oh,
yeah, let's do that.
That's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the picture of you and Mark, it's an amazing picture.
It is. It was good fun.
There we are. Look.
I was like, just climb on my back, Mark.
On his back.
Oh my gosh.
Because he did that picture with Daisy Ridley. I was like, you be Yoda. Climb on my back. Let's point into middle
That's
distance.
amazing.
Yeah.
And the one before, I was stood next to you on that one,
there's
wasn't
your
I?
mate. Yeah.
Oh, you were there?
Literally, because I interviewed Robert England and Paddy was there, so we did that picture, didn't we? Him screaming and shouting.
Well, there's Rutger Hauer.
How many pictures do you have in total, do you think? Because this is just
Well,
phenomenal.
this is just like a small selection of of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you remember the interview with Robert when he turned into Freddy Krueger?
Yeah, it was
literally.
Great. Yeah.
We'd gone and they hadn't told me who I was interviewing. Do you remember? And was doing it for
Geek
a show, Geek Pride Television, and they hadn't mentioned at that point until they sat me down, and he was there, and he literally didn't in front of me. Turned into Freddy Krueger, grabbed hold of me and went, on your nightmares. I'm like, oh my days!
He was great. Yeah.
I would have had a heart attack. I'm still scared.
He was doing the fingers with the knife before the photos. He's doing them together like that.
Wow. We need to get him on here.
That would be amazing. Well, I'd sit there.
You sit on the other couch. Sleep kills.
So we've got some bits and pieces here as well, haven't we? We've got some little
items. So these, I was lucky that a friend of mine actually made all of these items. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, my mate Jed Casserly. He made the golden idol, finished it himself in gold leaf. That's the idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark there. A little replica. He made this light set. This was actually the last thing he made before he died. Oh, wow. You know, a great replica, and it even lights up in the middle there. It's a little blue light. And this was his greatest work, I have to say. This is a he spent months and months and months and months doing this with aged paper and writing little notes in there. So this is a replica. It's probably even better than the original prop because he wrote like letters from Indy to his dad and stuff. So it's a full replica of the Grail diary.
Wow.
Oh my god.
It's an amazing piece of work.
But
thankfully,
priceless, isn't it?
his wife gifted that to me. In fact, she gave me this, and she was like, "I'm going to keep the Grail diary, Terry." And I said, "That's fine. I can understand that."
Yeah.
And then I ran into her and I told her the story about meeting Harrison Ford, and she went, "I'm giving you the diary. Come round and get it."
That's sweet.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Treasure
I was
that.
going to say.
There you go.
That is incredible. So what else, we've obviously Harrison Ford, and Star Wars and Indiana, your life. There's your music as well.
Yeah.
You're a very, very well-known musician. I thought you'd bring your guitar. I did ask you.
I need money first. Like John Lennon said one time, smiling's the only thing we rehearse. No, it's been my bread and butter for nearly 20 years now. So yeah, every weekend I'll be out there tonight.
Are you?
Playing the guitar. And it'll be nice actually. It's at my local pub, so half the street will be there. It'll be absolute bedlam tonight.
Wow. You
Looking
did that in
forward to
lockdown, didn't you? You were giving concerts out.
Yeah.
Not doing it
Nice.
online. Studying
Online.
in his
Oh, wow.
garden.
That's
Just
cool.
Yeah. That was great. That really brought the
Community together.
community together. It was that was really nice.
yeah.
Because there was nothing to do but watch TV, get fat. I had a fried breakfast every day.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
It's like, who cares?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So you look in the mirror 2 years later, like,
and
maybe I'll go back onto cereal.
Dad as well.
I'm a dad.
Oh my
Yeah.
days.
Even Luna knows who Harrison Ford is.
I can imagine.
It's like, Daddy just loves Harrison Ford.
I've seen some of the outfits that you've put her into. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dressing her up.
Yeah, Baby 8 was the first one. That was so good. Gina dressed as that was the first time I'd actually promoted Finding Ford at an event. It was at Sci-Fi Scarborough.
Wow.
Not done one since actually. I've just been kind of working on it really.
Yeah. So where do you want the documentary to go? What would be your dream for Finding Ford?
Well, there's a couple of different ways we can do it. We can do it independently, or we can sell it to somebody. I mean, Netflix would be great.
Yeah.
But there's different connotations to whichever way you do it. Do you want to retain control? Do you want to give control away?
Yeah.
So really, we just need to get it all in the can and then decide, where it's going to go. As I say, we're still actively shooting. We've got a wonderful composer who's written all original music, Andrew Barraclough. We've just had a sound guy come on board. So, yeah, we'll get more stuff in the can.
Who do you need to interview then? Apart from the man himself.
So we've got a few more Indiana Jones actors planned to happen, and then possibly some international people because mostly we've just done UK because I'm producer and creator, so
yeah.
Self-financing on a musician's wage is not always easy. So money guys, if you're out there, give me a call. So yeah. We just crack on with it and get as much as we can. I mean, yeah, if we can get the big stars, if we can get the big co-stars and the big directors and stuff, great.
So how would you go about that? Because, have you ever done anything like this? Have you...
Not to this level, no.
Well, as it stands, we've been kind of lucky in that, we go to conventions and speak to people there, and then sometimes you get passed on to agents, so I'm dealing with agents or directly with the people. So it just depends really. If you can get, or somebody's going to see somebody like Anthony Daniels giving the letter.
Yeah.
It's just smash and grab where you can. We're just making it up as we go along, really, which is the exciting thing about it. I love doing it. It's been a real eye opener. But the only slight frustration is it takes quite a long time.
Yeah.
It's like I wish I could shoot every weekend, but I've got when we do shoot, I've got to clear the weekend of gigs and go, travel and
just ring Harrison and say, look, I just really need you right now, just to come and talk to me in Costa.
That's the hope is that obviously we've got the footage of me meeting him.
Yeah.
which, you know, that's the end of the documentary. Or could it be the beginning? If we get to meet him again and talk to him, we start with that and we end sitting down speaking to him.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
That's the dream. Hopefully.
You gotta keep dreaming.
It's going to happen.
It will. Of course
It's going to happen.
So what's next for you? You know, what comes next?
Well, yeah, so next month we're doing a bit more shooting. Yeah, and then I guess, you know, into the new year. Obviously, Indiana Jones is going to be coming out.
Are you excited about that one?
Oh, just a little bit.
Do you reckon?
Just a little bit.
Yes!
So, yeah, so I'm hoping there's going to be a premiere or something that maybe we could jump down to and take a camera down
There
there.
will
to do
be,
one,
of course there will.
Should we go with this show? We'll just sit there and we'll sort it for you.
Let's hit the red
Let's
carpet.
do it.
Yeah, Creatives on the Couch with Harrison Ford. Could you imagine that?
Speak it into existence. It will happen.
Manifest it.
It will
That's
happen.
what I did.
But you have, clearly.
I manifested
yeah, you
it.
Have. You
Yeah.
have.
Bless
Keep
you.
dreaming.
Brilliant.
Yeah, you've got to do that. So, I hope you've enjoyed being part of our show. You
Thanks
enjoyed
very
being
much.
here?
It's been lovely.
Yeah.
Good.
Bless you. Right, we're going to be back with another episode very, very soon, but from our gorgeous guest, my beautiful girl next to me, Paddy. Best of luck with everything. And if anybody wants to see what you're doing, how can they find you?
Yeah, so check out findingford.com. All the links there to our various social media, and you can check out blogs on the interviews we've done before. And please sign up.
Yeah, and if anybody's got any links to any of the stars of any of the movies, get in touch with him. Let's get him to Harrison Ford.
Let's do it.
Start a Just Giving group. We'll see you again for more amazing people on Creatives on the Couch. See you soon.
Bye-bye.